Hi everyone, it's Lockhart QT here with another episode in the Call of Duty Zombies Retrospective series, the series in which we look back at COD Zombies maps and their development history, cut content, lore, story and much more. And today, don't forget to help free Samantha as we're going into Black Ops 2's Origins. So starting off with the development history, launching on August 27th, 2013, Origins was the headliner for Black Ops 2's Apocalypse final DLC map pack. Many people say Mob of the Dead was the map that actually saved zombies because at the time, if you didn't know, if you weren't a part of the zombies community back in the day in 2012, 2013, zombies was in a very mixed, dire state. Transit and Dire Eyes were hated by majority of the community, Nuketown Zombies was seen as fun, yet bland, boring and simplistic, and Buried had a very mixed reception. I feel like Buried, as I said in my video that I covered on Buried recently, that map has very much aged like fine wine over time. I think the sentiment in the zombies community has changed, especially over the years. And although some of these opinions have now changed, Zombies fans also missed the original four characters, so Richtofen, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey from Moon, and thus needed a change. So in came Jason Blundell once again, coming off the back of Mob of the Dead, which was overwhelmingly positively received at launch, using a lot of the same innovations and ideas to carry forward into their next map, which of course was Origins. And in my opinion, Origins is the map that truly saved Black Ops 2 Zombies. Mob of the Dead was the start, but Origins kicked off a brilliant run of maps going into Black Ops 3. If you guys don't know, or if you just weren't around, Origins pre-launch to the map was very interesting indeed. Treyarch were doing some really cool posts online as well as marketing to tease the map before release, teasing the premise characters on the sort of rebooted versions of these characters, the younger World War I versions, the World War I trenches. They also did really cool letters from the front lines. These were from Richtofen, Dempsey, Takeo and Nikolai. These were letters to their respective forces or countries, letting them know what was going on in the sort of battlefields of France in World War I. And of course we had the teaser with the giant robot. There was even concept art released showing that at some point in development a French village and a small town was actually planned to be another area of the map near generators 5 and 6, and you can see some remnants of this in the map, especially near generator 5 and then obviously with the church at gen 6, but it was just very odd. And if you really look into like a 4K version of this concept art, there's a different looking central mound area, there's slightly different buildings and placements, and I just love looking at concept art like this. So next up we're talking the story and lore of Origins. Did you know, Origins was inspired from the events of 1918's battles raging across Europe during World War I, particularly being the Meuse-Argonne offensive that was part of the final Allied offensive of World War I. It was one of the attacks that brought an end to the war and was fought from September 26th to November 11th in 1918 when the armistice was signed. Origins, however, takes place in a dig site in northern France in 1918, in the midst of the Great War in World War I, where Group 935 were digging for Element 115 and accidentally uncovered ancient ruins, burial sites, and of course the element itself, which then caused the outbreak at the dig site. 3 international spies and soldiers are then sent to the dig site. Of course, these are Tank Dempsey, Nikolai Belinsky, and Takeo Masaki. These are younger versions of the characters that we've all grown up and loved. Dempsey, Nikolai and Takeo have been individually deployed by their respective nations to track down Dr. Edward Richtofen as well as Dr. Maxis. They encounter Richtofen actually hunched over at the end of the cutscene, dissecting a dead Dr. Maxis who was exposed to element 115 and he was poisoned, and thus trying to extract his brain that's then later used for the Maxis drone. Primus then start their journey to rescue Samantha from Argatha. This is the main Easter egg quest, after she can be heard speaking to the Primus characters. This is the same Samantha, by the way, from the events of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. As in the buried super Easter egg, the Victus crew help Dr. Maxis take control of the 3 pylons across the Earth, thus taking control of Argatha and the Ether. Corrupted by the Dark Ether, the Ether as well as power, Dr. Maxis then ends that universe, killing all life to be with Samantha. Scared and horrified by her father's actions when reunited, Samantha then travels to an alternate dimension. We then circle back to the events of Origins in 1918. Samantha makes direct contact with Dr. Maxis. It's here where Maxis builds prototypes for the 4 ancient staffs once wielded by the post-Revelations versions of the Primus crew during the Great War. After the events of the Easter egg as well, the newly formed Primus crew then help free Samantha's soul, returning it to the house with Dr. Monty, and then we see a young Sam and Eddie playing with various toys, artifacts and Easter eggs from the entire Call of Duty Zombies lore, mythos and series, as Samantha says at the end, her father has a plan. Now, back in the day, this Easter egg ending was very controversial, as people didn't take this as a continuation of the story. People took this ending as, oh, Zombies was just a game, it was just 2 little kids playing with toys the entire time, which kind of made sense at the time because obviously we've got arcade things, we've got like perks, power-ups, things like that, we've got points, and it didn't really make sense in game for those things to appear. However, they were later explained to be done by Dr. Monty. Dr. Monty actually invented all of the perks, the double points, everything. Next up, let's talk about all of the new gameplay features. While many features from previous maps return, such as Mob of the Dead, such as the custom HUD themed around the Dieselpunk aesthetic, a new map soundtrack, similar to Buried and Mob of the Dead, an entire soundtrack was made for Origins, and I really recommend listening to a few of the tracks as they're just really great. And all of the parts being carried in your inventory. Sadly, Buried didn't have this, but this feature was carried over from Mob of the Dead. So let's start off with the 4 elemental staffs. In my opinion, at least alongside the World War I setting and the giant robots, these are the most iconic parts of the map. And the map's main wonder weapons, of course, include the 4 elemental staffs recreated by Dr. Maxis. The fire staff, which shoots fire, either killing zombies or turning them into napalm zombies, similar to Shangri-La. However, these aren't really boss zombies, they're just sort of zombies that are really sort of etched in fire and slowly walk towards you and can explode. You've then got the ice staff, which freezes zombies or chills them, slowing them down. By the way, this is by far the best staff for damage, at least in the original Origins. However, it was actually nerfed a couple times, and it's still very much up for debate which of these staffs is actually the best. Next up, you've got the wind staff, which blows zombies away with gusts of air, and finally the lightning staff, which fires lightning projectiles, chaining together zombies, electrocuting them to death. Each staff can also be fully upgraded. This was really one of the first times in Zombies that we had full upgrade quests. The only other map to really sort of attempt this was Mob of the Dead in this format, and each staff, like I said, can be fully upgraded, with each having their own upgrade quests and side quests. This involved solving puzzles and teleporting to the brand new Crazy Place. Inside the Crazy Place, which is also inside the main excavation site in the middle of the map, each staff, when upgraded, gets a 3-second charge ability which fires out pools of lava, lightning storms, ice storms and even tornadoes. Each of the entrances to the crazy place, however, are located at different sections of the map, and each individual staff also can be used to revive players that are downed, with melee blades on each staff. Honestly, some of these staffs in particular, the lightning staff for example, and the ice staff when they're upgraded, get these huge blades on them which can be used to melee, and then if you flip the staff over, you can use a blast to kill zombies or revive players from far away with projectiles. These staffs are so iconic to Origins, and in my opinion these are four of the best wonder weapons that have ever come into COD Zombies. And Origins also introduced a brand new boss zombie called the Panzer Soldat. This was a zombie in a World War I diesel punk inspired mech suit, who spawns starting at round 7, then he spawns in sort of every 2 to 5 rounds. These guys are deadly, sporting a flamethrower which can kill you at close quarters, and they can even grab you with their claw. They actually shoot their claw as a projectile, it comes out and grabs you, and then slowly pulls you in. Not only can the Panzer then kill you with its flamethrower, if you have a train behind you, the Panzer can pull you in with the claw into the train, thus killing you. Origins also featured a brand new power-up called Zombie Blood. When you pick this power-up up, you would actually be hidden to all of the zombies, similar to the green gas effect from the Vulture perk in Buried. This would make you fully hidden to all enemies on the map, and would let you sort of progress in the Easter egg, as well as a couple of steps are needed, particularly for Zombie Blood, as well as a lot of the side quests. The other new power up to the map was Blood Money, which was a sort of Z dollar sign reused from Dead Ops Arcade. You'd pick up this power up and you'd get some bonus points. Oh, and did I mention the giant robots? These mechanical giants roam the map. They are known as Freya, Odin, and Thor after Norse mythology. The robots travel across the map in their respective lanes. If they step on you, you will be instantly downed unless you have the golden helmet, which can be used using the golden shovel. You can also shoot a glowing foot, it's a massive yellowy white spot on the robot's foot, to then enter the robots. This is really cool, you get to actually go inside the robot's head, you can activate audio logs, as well as get parts for the wind staff. A fourth robot can also be seen near the tank station near Generator 2, which is destroyed outside of the map. In Origins, there's also a new method of transportation that can be used to traverse the map, similar to the transit bus, and is a spiritual successor to the bus from Transit, which is the Mark IV tank. The tank follows a pre-planned route across the map between 2 points, the church to Gen 2, and then back around looping to the church again. The tank is required to obtain parts for the lightning staff, as well as boasting flamethrowers on either side. However, some parts of the tank can be quite glitchy, especially whilst jumping off them, and zombies can enter the tank from each side, jumping onto the side and then eventually overwhelming you on top. Origins also features dynamic weather, again similar to maps like Transit with the fog and Call of the Dead. On Origins you'll get heavy rain, clear skies, thick fog, or even snowfall, which can actually be used to obtain parts for the ice staff by digging whilst there's snow. Not only did the Raygun Mark II make a triumphant return from its introduction in Buried, but we have 2 new weapons in the box here, being themed after the diesel punk aesthetic as well as World War I, being firstly the Mauser, which is the first ever starting pistol change from the M1911, which was just fantastic. This gun is awesome and it's one of the best starting pistols, and it actually gets changed when pack-a-punched. It's no longer a sort of dual-wield explosive starting pistol, however it's now more akin to a wonder weapon. It's a starting pistol that shoots projectile lasers and it's just really cool. Secondly, we have the MG08. This thing is massive and is one of the best LMGs that has ever been introduced to zombies, and fun fact, it only appears on Origin. In replacement of a power switch, this map also features 6 115 generators. These generators, once activated, will power everything in the area surrounding it. Once all 6 generators are activated, you can then access Pack-a-Punch in the main central mound area. Templar zombies with blue eyes, which also spawn in the crazy place, will also try every so often to take these generators down. By the way, these Templar zombies are very similar to the armoured zombies from Die Rise. They have slightly more health, not too much though, but slightly more. You'll get an indication on your HUD that these guys are trying to nick a generator from you. If you then run over to the generator and prevent them from actually taking it down, you'll net yourself a max ammo. However, if the Templar zombies are successful, they will run to each generator, taking each generator down. Now sadly there was no new perk added to Origins, but in its stead there's a brand new machine called the Wunderfizz machine. This machine works very similar to the mystery box by spinning through random perks until it gives you one or spawns a bottle with a bear on it, which causes the Wunderfizz orb to move to another location. Wunderfizz, in my opinion, is one of the best additions to zombies of all time. In Black Ops 2 in Origins, you can even get Electric Cherry and PhD Flopper, which finally makes its triumphant full return to a round-based map. PhD before this hadn't appeared in a full round-based map since Moon. It had appeared in Grief and other modes, but not actually round-based zombies. Not only that, but you can get the extra perks like Stamina Up, Electric Cherry, PhD, Deadshot, but you can also get the original 4 being Jug, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, etc. The map also features a brand new zombie shield with a new diesel punk aesthetic and the Maxis drone, which I mentioned earlier, which acts as a reskin of the Dragonfire drone from Black Ops 2's multiplayer. The drone will actually fly around the map and it will give you quotes from Dr. Maxis himself. It will auto target onto zombies, shooting them with a turret, as well as being needed for secret Easter eggs and the main Easter egg quest. For the first ever time, Zombies has had full-on dig spots across the map, which you can dig up using a shovel found around the map. Dig spots can be beneficial, containing weapons, power-ups, parts for the ice staff, or more hazardous things like zombies or even live grenades. If you dig up enough sites in a game, you can get yourself a golden shovel, which will then allow you to dig up the golden helmet, and as well as seeing invisible dig spots whilst in Zombie Blood will give you a free perk. Origins does not have the monkey bomb, but instead replacing it are the G-Strike beacon grenades. These attract zombies to the beacon as the giant robots then fire missiles to the target, killing everyone in sight. Again, another crucial part to the Easter egg. There's also the brand new 1-inch punch, which can replace your knife as well as staff melee as a powerful new melee attack. During the main quest, these can be upgraded into the Iron Fist, which is much stronger, lasting for much longer into the high rounds as a one-hit melee. By the way, these look super cool. It looks like something out of a fighting game or anime. I love this punch and I really hope it returns at Zombies in some point. Who knows, in Black Ops 6 we're getting Melee Macchiato as a new perk, so we're gonna have to wait and see. For the first time ever in Zombies, you can now complete the Rituals of the Ancients challenges to earn rewards. These challenges include things like getting 115 headshots, all 6 generators, filling up soul boxes, and few more things as well. This feature was also ported to other maps like 9 and Zetsubo no Shima, and the rewards even include things like a free double tap bottle, the 1-inch punch, double points, zombie blood, and much more. These challenges were so cool as it gave you an extra thing to do whilst playing the map. Next up, let's talk cameos and map appearances. A portion of Origins was remade as a part of the final map in Black Ops 3, Revelations. This portion represents the player's path from the spawn room to Generator 3, slightly tweaked with a slope leading to the top of the central mound. Then a pathway underneath is a tunnel representing Buried, then leading you to Mob of the Dead. Origins inside of Revelations also includes things like all of the background soundtrack, the round change music, and everything like that. A remade version of Origins is also available in Black Ops 3 if you've purchased Zombie Chronicles. Zombie Chronicles was a complete remaster map pack where we had remasters of things like Shangri-La, Nectar and Toten, as well as Origins. Origins inside of Zombies Chronicles has been rebuilt in the Black Ops 3 engine with high quality textures, assets and everything like that, whilst maintaining the feel of the original map. Now, a lot of people did say that sort of going into the end of Black Ops 3 that they wanted to see Origins ported over, as Origins and Mob of the Dead very much felt more like Black Ops 3 maps than Black Ops 2 maps due to the inventory innovations and things like that. Origins inside of Black Ops 3 and Zombie Chronicles looks fantastic, and I really recommend playing it as they went in and tweaked everything. The map also includes a special Easter egg where you have to play hide and seek with Samantha dolls to net yourself a max ammo, as well as a brand new Easter egg song. So next up, let's talk secrets and Easter eggs. Lost Little Girl was the main Easter egg quest, and it involves the premise crew helping Samantha's soul from buried be free in Origins and to be returned to the house with Dr. Monty, where she's sort of reincarnated into the child version of Samantha that we see in the bedroom. This Easter egg quest is really cool because I imagine a lot of people won't realise this if they never played Black Ops 1, because a lot of the Easter egg steps are actually directly taken from the Vorkuta mission where Mason has to escape the prison in Black Ops 1, being secure the keys, ascend from darkness, rain fire, unleash the horde, skewer the winged beast, wield a fist of iron, raise hell, and finally, freedom. And apart from getting all of the buildables built, the staffs upgraded, the quest itself goes around the map and has you doing everything, interacting with the staffs, the robots, different areas of the map, and overall it was a fantastic Easter egg quest, and it's one of my favourites of all time and can be completed with any amount of players. Origins also features lots of Easter egg songs, the first being Archangel, sung by Elena Siegman, Maluka, Clark S. Nova, and Kevin Sherwood, which can be activated by interacting with 3 green blocks of raw 115 scattered around the map. The intro song to the map, which is once again another Avenged Sevenfold song very similar to Call of the Dead, titled Shepherd of Fire, can also be activated by interacting with 3 red radios scattered around the map. There's also another secret Easter egg song titled Ether, which of course was a reference to the Ether storyline as well as 115 as well as the main story. Another new song, however, was added into the remastered Zombie Chronicles version called Remember Forever, which is sung by Tori Letzler. Again, I'm really sorry if I have butchered that pronunciation, and this is going around the map activating wisps whilst in Zombie Blood with each of the 4 upgraded staffs, and you'll get this really cool song that was actually in one of the trailers for Zombie Chronicles. Origins also contains loads of little side Easter eggs, which include a random jump scare you can get by sort of zooming in with your sniper rifle at the church, very similar to the jump scare found in Mob of the Dead. There are also hidden golden discs around the map, and if you use the Maxis drone to pick them up, you can eventually do a quest that gets you a free MG08 machine gun. Origins, like other Zombies map, also contains audio logs and radios, as well as many ciphers that can be found scattered around the map, as well as scrap pieces of paper that actually reveal drawings of the premise characters on various posters and sort of classic literature, which is meant to reference the Great War. These little scraps of paper are really cool for me because even if they didn't know it at that point, this was then leading us into the future, giving us both the past and the future, or going into revelations with the sort of closed time loop, if you will, of the original character's story all the way through Black Ops 3. So next up, welcome to Growing Pains. These are issues I've got with the map and how I'd personally fix them. I think the biggest growing pains when it comes to, Origins itself is the mud. The mud is incredibly difficult to move in, it slows you down, and it's just really, it's just not fun to play, and it's very similar to maps like Shangri-La. I don't know why they just keep adding mud to zombies maps, it's just not fun. However, I'd argue and say Origins, it does fit in with the setting, it fits in with the World War I setting as well as the trenches. However, if I could do one thing to make the map a lot more fun to play, I would have less areas with mud, or I'd have extra things like wooden planks or maybe rocks or stones you can jump onto and maybe leapfrog your way, through the sort of path of the tank, for example. And speaking of the tank, you actually need to ride the tank to get parts for the lightning staff. However, when I was playing to obtain B-roll footage for this video, I found the sort of second half of the tank's journey incredibly slow, as well as very cumbersome and glitchy on solo. Sometimes I just phased through the tank completely, especially in Black Ops 3, or I just completely missed a jump at no fault of my own. And lastly, more glitches and bugs really. I had some weird ones, and I had both of these in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, both on PC and console. A lot of the parts for the staffs, as well as music discs, Easter egg parts, and things like shield parts, would just be plain invisible. I actually had to fact check where some of these parts were, even though I know them all off by heart after all these years. And I just had like a few of the parts that were just fully invisible. They could still be picked up, however they were just invisible, and it's just weird things like this. Origins has little tiny hiccups and technical glitches on it, but then again, there wasn't really anything like Origins, especially on Black Ops 2 on the 360 and PS3 back in the day, because this was the biggest zombies map. This was on par with Transit for sort of scale and content. Guys everyone, welcome back to another installment of Trivia Time. This is the section in the series where I give you some cool facts and figures about Origins. And did you know, the camo for Origins, known as Weaponized 115, which is the actual Pack-a-Punch camo of the map, was actually remade and retweaked, giving it a green hue instead of a blue colouring for Black Ops 2's multiplayer. You see, back in the day in Black Ops 2, they released camo DLC packs. They also remade the Mob of the Dead Pack-a-Punch camo known as Afterlife, and again, instead of sort of being red and lava effect and fiery effect, they gave it a blue effect instead. This camo was so iconic, in fact, in terms of the Weaponized 115 camo from Origins, that they then later brought it back once again inside of Black Ops 3 as well as Black Ops 4. So, did you know, the Templar zombies actually wear the same symbol found on the Keepers, the sort of ethereal beings that you see in maps like Shadows of Evil, Horizon, Dark, Zetsubo, as well as Revelations. They wear the same symbol, which is actually associated with the Black Sun. In Origins, red scarves can be seen around the map. These are in fact the same scarf belonging to Dr. Monty. This was confirmed by Jason Blundell in an interview in the Zombie Chronicles version of Origins. Did you know, in Origins they actually brought back a feature from Call of Duty World at War, which was a highly requested feature of going prone in front of a perk and getting 25 points. For whatever reason, getting sort of spare change from the perks machines, this was taken out of zombies, and I really don't know why to this day this was taken out, as it's just a very cool feature to net yourself some more points. And again, you're only getting 25 points, so you're not exactly, boosting or getting loads of points for free. And they also added this to Pack-a-Punch inside of Origins as well. Did you know, in Black Ops 2's Origins, they actually, for one of the first times ever in a zombie map, changed the wall weapons in the sort of spawn area. Originally, throughout Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, you always spawn in with the M14 and the Olympia. However, they changed this for Origins, where you actually spawn in with the M14 and the Ballista, which was a sniper rifle from Black Ops 2 with an iron sight. Finally, did you know, Origins was one of the first maps ever in Zombies to ditch the comic book art style for the loading screens in favour of the premise characters. So, in conclusion, Origins was the map that saved Zombies back in the day. Black Ops 2 was in a very rough spot, and with Blundell's team taking over from Jimmy Zielinski's team, with obviously Moe of the Dead and Origins being absolutely smash hits, the game bounced back. Personally, I really love Origins, the staffs, all the little side quests. Honestly, there's no shortage of things to do in Origins, and it makes every game feel different, as you can pick and choose which side quests and which main quests and challenges you want to do in order in different games. Plus, there's the amazing lore, the story, and Origins completely saved the Zombies storyline, as at this point it was very mixed. And I remember back in the day in 2012-2013, people didn't really care too much for the Victor's characters, as they were more interested in what was going on with Dr. Max's and Edward Richtofen. And again, I think Treyarch did the right thing here, bringing back the original 4 characters but rebooting them, and obviously later on explaining what happens to the Ultimus characters after Moon, as a lot of people really wanted to know what happened to our precious characters after the events of Moon, because Moon's cliffhanger ending was so iconic going into Black Ops 2, and then we got Transit, and people just really weren't sure what to expect. And of course then we got the premise characters, which were slightly different younger variants of our original characters that had less interactions with Element 115, making them a bit more bland but yet more sane and more deadly. This is where as well Craig Houston and Jason Blundell and the rest of the Zombies team put a nice little bow both on Black Ops 2 but then planted the seeds for Black Ops 3. And I just wanted to say at the end of this video as well, thank you all so much for watching this series. I love making these retrospective videos talking about all the features, the cut content and everything, and all your support means everything to me, especially on the recent videos. I've been getting some lovely comments and sort of DMs and things like that, so thank you all so much. And I'm going to continue making these videos going to sort of Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Cold War, Black Ops 6, etc. So thank you all so much for watching the video today, I really appreciate it. And if you want to watch maybe a video on Moon or Mob of the Dead, I've got those on the channel. And if you want to go watch the full series and just binge it, I've got a playlist both in the description below as well as the end card of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all stay safe and have a great day today. Take care and bye.